Does creating content feels like playing the lottery and the odds of you winning feels low? Well, what if there was a specific type of content that increases your odds of winning? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you what that type of content is so that you can create content that converts rather than posting content into the void. Now, before we get into that type of content that actually converts for you, I'm going to share with you the type of content that absolutely does not convert, which is what I would like to call selfish content. Now, selfish content is content that you post when you feel motivated, when you feel energized, and when you feel convicted to share a certain message. The reason why this is selfish is because this is the type of content that you want to create. It's not exactly the type of content that your audience wants to see. And it's easier for a lot of coaches to resort to creating this type of content because they either don't know what their audience wants to see, or they might just be plain out selfish. Some coaches feel like they just have to share this story. And if your story isn't in line with what others need to hear or want to hear, they're not going to have a reason to want to stay long enough to watch your videos. My dad said it like this a few years ago. He said, "We are all inherently selfish, right? We do things for our own benefit. The reason why people will come to YouTube or whatever platform that you'll be posting on is for their benefit to either be entertained or to be informed. And if your videos, you share your selfish contents of what you want to create, if it does not align of helping them be entertained or informed on exactly what they want, they're not going to feel the need to want to watch your videos." And can I be the first one to admit that I used to create selfish content? When I first started creating content, it was because I wanted to be a motivational speaker, and creating content was a way for me to get my voice heard and known so that I can be asked to speak at certain events. Now, I didn't know exactly who I wanted to motivate, who I wanted to help. I just knew that what I had to offer and what I had to share, I felt like anyone could benefit from it. So I was covering topics that range from depression, fear, law of attraction, just whatever I felt convicted and motivated to share. Anytime I would post those videos, you know how many views they got? Literally little to nothing. Because there was a disconnect between what they wanted to see, what a potential audience would want to see, and what I wanted to share. They didn't care about what I had to offer because it didn't actually benefit them. It didn't inform them the way that they wanted to, and it didn't entertain them the way that they wanted to. So you want to know what they did? They either went to someone else who can provide that type of help, or they went to a different platform. And that stagnated my growth. For a long time, I was posting into the void and feeling frustrated because it's like I'm listening to all these gurus. They're telling me that I have to show up on these different platforms. They're telling me that I have to be disciplined and consistent. And I'm doing all of this. Why is it that I'm not growing? Why is it that no one seems to care about the videos that I'm posting? If you're feeling like that right now, that's a great indication that you're creating selfish content. So, what is the type of content that you should be creating that will convert? And I like to call it service based content. Service based content is the content that you create based off of what they want, not what you want to create. You have to remember what I said earlier. We are inherently selfish and we do things for our own benefit. So, when you figure out what will benefit them, that's going to encourage them to stay and watch your videos, right? Because they're going to feel like it's catered to them. You're speaking on what they're dealing with, the pain and the frustration that they're having, and what exactly are the outcomes that they want. The way that you treat creating content should be the same way on how you would want to be treated if you were being served at a restaurant. Think about it. Let's say you at this fine dining restaurant. The waiter done listened to everything that you said you wanted, and still they done brought out the wrong order. How would you feel? They done sat there and listened to you and just brought you what they wanted to eat. What if they brought out food that you couldn't even eat because you were allergic to? Now think about the opposite of that. Think about the waiter that gives you great service. They listen to what you want. They give you what you want. They ask you questions on what you like. And they may give you some recommendations if that's your first time visiting their restaurant. You know that if you felt catered to and you felt like they understood you, you will feel obligated to give them a good tip, wouldn't you? That's the type of content you have to create. Give them high level service content, not the content that you feel like you just need to create and you feel motivated to create, but the content that they want to see. Now, how exactly do you create service based content? Well, in order to know what will be in someone's best interest, you have to best understand them. You have to have clarity on what it is that they're being challenged with. You have to have clarity on what it is that they're feeling. You have to have clarity on what it is that they would like to feel. You have to have high level understanding of that person to create the type of content that would entice them to watch not only that video, but more videos and even become a client of yours because they feel like your content is catered for them. Like the only way you can help somebody is by asking questions, getting to know them, and knowing what exactly that they need help with. Like if somebody's car broke down, you don't start changing their alternator. You go see what exactly is their problem so you can see how you can help them and be of service to them. So for now on, whenever you post in content, you have to ask yourself the question, is what I'm posting selfish or is it serving? And you go through this rigorous test of understanding that person deeply, whoever it is that you serve, and asking the question, is this what they want to see? Or is this what I feel like that I want to share? If this is what I want to share rather than what they want to see, the chances of them converted to clients is low. Now, if you're wondering how to understand your audience more deeply so that you're creating service-based content that's converting, I'm going to link a video down below, and it reviews the principle that I practice to understand my own audience more deeply so that I'm creating service based content. If you're ready to take control of your life and develop that confidence that you've always been waiting for, then these two videos will help with that.